Giving feedback is an essential skill for clinical instructors and preceptors. How you give feedback affects whether the student or staff can listen to and process what you're saying, or become defensive, dismissive, or angry. This video will review common components of feedback methods and demonstrate 2 methods that faculty and preceptors have found effective in their clinical education practices. After viewing this video, you should be able to explain purposes of giving feedback, summarize components of having formative feedback conversations, and determine what method works best for you. A variety of methods to give feedback are described in leadership and communication literature. Examples of using other methods are provided in the toolkit resources. The viewer is encouraged to select the strategies that best meet their needs. Giving feedback can be hard to do. We don't want to say something that might hurt our relationships with our students or staff. But feedback is essential for development, for our students and staff to learn and grow in their professional roles. Feedback is an ongoing communication process, a conversation or dialogue that promotes growth, corrects errors in knowledge and behavior, and prevents clinical errors. Formative feedback is not judging or evaluating the other person, but giving them information about something you observe them say or do. Common components of feedback methods include giving information or data about the learner's actions, letting the learner know how others have been affected by their actions, and allowing the person to respond and make changes for future performance. Effective feedback needs to be timely, specific, and accurate so the recipient can grow. Observation is key to feedback. Observation provides the data you use in feedback, so take notes to record specifics about the situation. Talk to your student or preceptee as soon as reasonable after the situation. As a dialogue, there will be opportunity to correct any inaccuracies in what you observed. We'll next demonstrate 2 feedback methods that faculty and preceptors find effective. The first method demonstrated is Ask, Respond, Tell, or ART, a conversational approach to feedback. Base your feedback on observed performance, and after the observation, you provide feedback through dialogue with the learner. First, ask. Ask about the learner's self-assessment and goals using phrases such as, what did you do well? What could you have done differently? What do you feel like you need to work on? Next, respond. Use reflective listening and empathy to directly respond to the learner's goals and self-assessment to convey you heard them. Last, tell your perspective to reinforce what they should continue to do and what could be done differently. The ART method involves the student or staff in self-assessment, an important skill for ongoing development. And by using reflective listening, you let student and staff know that you're a partner in their development.
So, outside of the skills lab, that was your very first time doing a colostomy bag change. So overall, how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well, but it wasn't quite the same as the sim lab.
You're absolutely right. So skills lab with mannequins can be very different from actual patients. So what differences did you notice?
Well, the patient's abdomen was large, so I had a hard time getting the right fit.
Yeah, that was a challenge. But what are some things that you think you did well?
I explained the procedure to the patient, and I cleaned the area around the stoma pretty well.
I agree. You did a very good job with that. You explained the procedure in detail to the patient, and you also answered their questions with accurate information. And so that was excellent. Something else I also observed that you did well is when you got a little stuck, not being able to get the bag to adhere, you didn't panic, you stayed calm, and you asked for help. So that was excellent. So what did you learn from this situation that you might be able to take with you to the next time you have this?
Well, the patient's skin folded, so I had a hard time getting the new bag to fit. I didn't realize a patient with a larger body may affect how the new bag fits. I wasn't sure what to do until you gave me a suggestion.
I agree that this is a good area for future growth. So what did you learn today that you might be able to take with you the next time?
I learned that I should be prepared to fit the bag and adapt it to patients of all sizes. And I also remember that we had a wound care specialist come to our adult health class, and they said they could help with colostomies. So perhaps we should contact the wound care specialist team.
I think that's a great idea. Wound care specialists have all kinds of tips and tricks and things that they can help us to adapt with patients of all sizes. So when we get a chance, we can go to the nurse's station and get the contact information for the wound care team. So I have one more suggestion for you. So When you didn't have enough gloves, you had to leave the room and come back out and get another pair. So my recommendation is that next time that you have an extra pair of gloves in your pocket. That way you don't have to go in and out, because sometimes when we do that, that can lead our patients to have a little less confidence that we know what's going on, and we don't want that to happen. All right, so it sounds like we have a plan. We're going to try and get some more experience with patients with colostomies in future weeks of clinical, and we're going to go see if we can find the information for the wound care specialist. That sound good?
Sounds great.
The second method to demonstrate is the Situation, Behavior, Impact, Next Steps, or SBIN strategy. This method also focuses on observable behavior, what you see and hear. The SBIN method is used to give both positive and constructive feedback for what they're doing well and should continue to do, and for what they need to correct or where they need to improve performance for growth and development. A simple phrase for giving SBIN feedback is, when you did or said, I felt, what can we do next? When provides the context of the observation, so describe the situation with specific details such as, this morning in Mrs. Jones's room. Then use verbs to describe the behavior you observed, such as, you checked the IV site. Next, state how you felt, what you experienced as a result of the behavior. For example, I felt proud you used what we talked about in class. Finally, next steps is about what they should keep doing to reinforce the behavior, what they might do differently, and to make a plan for corrections and improvement. Thanks for meeting with me, Alicia. I wanted to talk to you about this morning's staff meeting. When you said that you didn't have the report ready and weren't ready to share your findings yet, I was anxious that we might be missing a grant deadline. I was also a little frustrated that maybe I wasn't clear with my expectations. And I was disappointed that you didn't let me know that you were having problems meeting the deadline.
I'm so sorry. I did not realize it was essential to have this report in by today's meeting. With work and school and my kids have been sick, I've just really had a hard time keeping track of everything. I apologize for that.
Okay, I accept your apology. I'll find out from the director when he needs this information. I know he wants this information for a grant application, and I don't know if this will affect his deadline. What more do you need to do on the project?
Well, I have all of the data collected and I have it outlined. I just really need time to write it up.
Well, what can I do to help?
I think if I can be excused from today's budget meeting, that will give me enough time to get organized and make sure I have the write-up ready for tomorrow.
Okay, that's a reasonable request. Today's budget meeting was just a preliminary one anyway, and you'll have plenty of opportunities to go to budget meetings. I will find out from the director when he absolutely needs this information, and I look forward to reading your report tomorrow. Now, Alicia, I want you to know that it's only human to feel overwhelmed at times. Juggling work and school and family is hard, and it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. I want you to be successful, and I'm here to help and guide you. So please, if you need any assistance, please ask.
Thank you so much for being so understanding and helpful. I will get this back to you by tomorrow.
To recap, be observant so you collect accurate data about your learners' performance, listen to their perspective on their performance, approach the feedback session as a conversation with empathy and as a collaborative partner in learning and professional development. You too can give effective feedback.